Welcome back to the Weekly Weeb podcast, everyone. I'm Hugo. This is my co-host, FullAnimics, and today we're going for a One Piece episode, i.e. pure filler. Instead of anime, predominantly we are focused on Star Wars. So if you're not into Star Wars, buckle up, buttercup, you're going to learn some fucking things.
I like how we were going to talk about like anime Star Wars, and then we just devolved into watching the prequels first. This is not the correct way to watch Star Wars.
I mean, arguably, it's the only way to watch Star Wars.
No, it's the worst way to watch Star Wars. It is by far the worst way to watch Star Wars.
World building.
Fuck the world
building. Yeah, dude. Fucking... No, it's world building. Like, it's essentially the prequels are kind of like season 3 of Slime. It's just world building. It's just a lot.
Yes, the world building featuring one of the featuring three of the 4 planets that we've been to before. Yes, world building.
I mean, hey, all right. We have to understand that people from Tatooine don't like sand. It's just
not everyone doesn't like sand. Anyway. We'll talk about, so the preface for this episode of the pod is that we're gonna review the prequels. I just thought it'd be cool to go in like not theatrical release, but in like chronological, because I don't know, I've never experienced Star Wars that way before, to be honest. I usually always go with the original trilogy first. But you know, I just thought we could do this, you know.
I mean, in fairness, most people probably just avoid the prequels for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean,
very obvious reasons.
I have my own like opinions on them, and like I want to. This is good for me to get out now, but I also want to talk about the prequels in my own video because. Excuse me. I have a lot to say about Star Wars, and sometimes I don't feel like talking about them on my channel, but I feel like it would be cool to, you know, just make a all-encompassing Star Wars video, just kind of putting a little bit of a retrospective on everything, because Star Wars fans are fucking insane. Like, they're actually chronically insane.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen them walking around Comic-Con before in full armor, and that thing's a sweatbox when you're in t-shirt and a shorts. So, no shit, they're a little insane. Like, I don't think I'm a fan of anything enough to sweat my bollocks off for it. So,
yeah, and that's why I kind of wanted to say. I wanted to talk about like how I am a fan of Star Wars, but I'm not a big fan of Star Wars. I'll just preface that. I'm very like consumer level. Like, I don't read the books at all, and I don't really keep up on the lore, and the lore changes so often that it's just not worth kind of investing in.
I think, weirdly, I know a fair chunk of the lore, despite the fact I would say I'm not really a fan at all of Star Wars, but it is one of those where it's like, I seem to, for some reason, every so often, YouTube just goes, do you know what this fucker needs? 37 consecutive reels about Star Wars lore, and I just get sucked in. I can't help it. Like, I like to sit there and be like...
I'm starting to get those, but I don't watch them, and they're very brief. Like, they talk about Star Wars Legends, they talk about, like, the categories of, like, canon and stuff like that, and it's just... I don't know. I feel like, on paper, I should watch these videos, but I don't. Which is kind of strange, but I digress. Like, the main story is I like Star Wars. I don't really keep up too much in a lot of Star Wars projects. Like, I know there's a new Star Wars movie out right now. Neither of us have seen it, and I don't think either of us want to see it.
No.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, no. I'm kind of like they should have just accepted the end of Star Wars when they did 4, 5, and 6, and just that probably would have been fine for me. I would have lived the rest of my life quite contently.
Yeah,
like, what a classic.
I mean, we can get to the sequels at one point. and I think that would
We,
be
we will
good.
probably break up the podcast a bit with some non-anime things at times. I think it'd be healthy for both of us to occasionally step out of the weebish culture and into some other neat culture. So
Yeah, because I like talking about Star Wars. I think Star Wars is fun. I love like probably 80% of all the Star Wars projects, like TV shows and movies and stuff like that. I would say like a good chunk of it I do enjoy. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of it in this episode, but you know, like there's aspects of these movies that I do like.
I mean, the thing is that I won't pretend that, like, because I was obviously very young growing up when Star Wars was doing the prequels, so like there is always going to be a like bit of nostalgia bait in them for me, because these were the new Star Wars when I was a kid, and similarly to a lot of people, I'm sure that's why I hate all of the new Star Wars that's coming out now, because I'm like, fuck me, I thought the prequels were bad. I thought the prequels were bad. These goddamn sequels are even worse.
Do you want to know something really bad, and you're probably not going to like it?
Oh no! What?
I was 1 year old. I was a year old when Attack of the Clones came out.
Child. I was. Fuck. My God, no! Jacob, you're a child.
I was an infant. I wasn't
three.
a child. I was an infant.
I was 3 when. And I was like 2.5, 3 when the Phantom Menace came out, and well, it must have been about 5 when Clone Wars came out. Fucking, oh my God, you're a child.
Yeah, whatever. You're like 4.5. You're like 5 years older than me. Whatever. But
yeah.
I think we should go straight into it. Did you want to do anime stuff, or did you want to do Star Wars stuff?
I think I'm going with we can probably next episode go deeper into a few anime that like I've watched this week. 'Cause I have put a lot of the anime on the back bench to spend. Just quickly, 6 hours of my life in this week has been consumed by prequels that I'm probably going to say not that big a fan of. That's 6
horror.
hours of quality anime I have missed out on this week. Because of fucking Star Wars.
We'll commit. We'll do full Star Wars episode today.
We'll do a full Star Wars, full set. So let's just do this the way that we watched it. Let's talk about Phantom Menace first.
Wait, you watched Phantom Menace?
You know exactly what I'm gonna say.
I'm joking.
You know exactly what I'm gonna fucking say. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck Disney. Fuck the remaster. I want my Yoda puppet back. The idea that I watched that fucking movie and the Yoda puppet is dead just fucking hurts me. Like, it is not acceptable. There is no excuse. I want my puppet. That puppet was built for nightmares, and I miss him. I miss him so much. I miss those bulbous eyes and the weird way he moved. And I even mentioned to my brother-in-law that I had watched the prequel and didn't realize it had been remastered, and therefore the puppet was gone. And even he was like close to shedding a tear for it, because he was like, but that puppet. And I'm like, exactly, that's the only fucking thing any of us remember from this. It was like, that puppet's so weird. God, that puppet's weird.
Look,
God,
I'll be an advocate every fucking day that like practical effects should be utilized when they can be, and I think there's a certain art to it all that is important in film industry and stuff like that. But I think you're blowing it out of proportion.
Nah, so that was like I said, that's like someone just saying that my childhood was awful and they needed to remaster it.
They CGI'd Yoda. They CGI'd Yoda in episode 2 and 3. It doesn't make sense to go back and do that. But in terms of like fluidity and stuff like that, it's a lot more easy to do that. Plus, the puppet is fucking ugly. It is abhorrent. The puppet looks older than Yoda did when he died.
I know, it's so fucking funny. His people obviously age to a certain extent, then start reverse the aging process. It's the only answer.
Like his
Look,
his
I can
like his
accept that
it
puppet
looks
is.
so scully and everything. Like his eyes have like been pushed in and
Oh,
everything when like someone is like severely dehydrated. And
but it
Lucasfilm just goes
was.
like, "Yeah, let's run with that."
I'm assuming that they just lost the original puppet and went, fuck it, make one on the cheap real quick. Like, no one realised until the day they went to film with him for the first time, and they're like, oh, fuck, we've got no puppet. So,
Yeah, I don't really know the whole backstory
I
of
just,
why George Lucas wanted to make more Star Wars movies. I think he always had an interest of making the prequel trilogy, but I don't know the planning process behind the whole thing, if it was like well planned out or anything like that. Evidently, from watching all three of these movies back to back this past week, I could probably say that he didn't. I've heard rumors, and by rumors I mean like multiple like statements. It's not fact, but apparently, I don't know about the other films, but the Phantom Menace only had one draft of the script.
no,
And then
that
they
would explain so much about
and then they
the
just
writing
ran
of
with it.
because fuck. Fuck me. The only good bit of dialogue possibly in the entire film is when Annie's hitting on Padme. Like that felt like
No,
someone who
that shit
revised
is
it
so
20 times.
bad,
Like,
dude.
that
That shit
9-year-old's
is
got to be fucking smooth. No,
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 dude.
no. That 9-year-old boy is smooth.
No, dude. I don't.
Calls her a fucking angel, my guy.
Yeah, W Riz. I
And I mean, to be
honestly,
fair, the greatest line still is, now this is pod racing. Just
yeah,
fucking
but is is it
beautiful chef kiss.
is it iconic for the good reasons or the wrong reasons? Is that look?
It's iconic for all the right reasons.
I'll say my. I think at the end of all this, we should say where we like rank these movies.
Fuck yeah.
Because I do think it would be interesting. But there's not, in terms of like the pros and the cons are so outweigh the pros. It's actually fucking crazy. Like, the plot of this movie is just shit. And it's not told to us at all unless you like sort of like pay attention throughout the film. Like that wall of text that appears at the very beginning, you gotta read that because you would have no idea what is going on in this film if you didn't read it.
The trade you. I mean, to be fair, I think, like, I look at the Phantom Menace in particular, and I'm like, you know what, you've done to me what I feel like Slime did to me, where I'm like, it's a lot of politics, and I love a good bit of politics. I didn't do a degree in it for nothing. But if I wanted to watch politics, I would turn on, like, you know, Prime Minister's Questions, not fucking Star Wars. And it is just pure and to be fair, I think it took me until the second film to even think about the fact that like with like there's this whole complex political system, and then you're telling me that an entire like planet decided to elect a fucking 14-year-old girl as like their representative, as their queen, and I'm like, the fuck did what was her campaign promise that everyone went, that's it, she's the fucking one. So
I mean, who
baffled
knows?
me a little bit when I started to think about it. And the worst part was in the second film, she even mentions how she wasn't the youngest one ever.
Yeah, imagine
there have been children running planets.
12-year-old running fucking planet Naboo. But like, I
would fucking invade them.
I think honestly, the one positive thing that I will say about the majority of the prequel films is that the concept and potential of the films are actually kind of interesting. I think leaning a little bit more into political idealism of like the Republic before like the war started could be interesting. Whether it should be contained in this story is a different story. But I sort of understand why it's there. I just don't understand why there's so much of it in this, to be honest. because it really,
I
it
think
really, it slows down the pacing a lot when they get to Coruscant. It's really, I don't know, man. It's sort of off, and I don't really like it.
politely, did it have any pacing? Because it felt fucking slow the entire way.
I actually will say, I actually think some parts of the movie have pretty good pacing. Surprisingly, I just think the dialogue and the delivery of some of the lines that have been like told to these actors slow down the movie a lot. If they for a second like thought about the script and tried to put a little bit more emotion into everything, I actually think the film would progress very well, actually.
I think one of my, I have like two probably like major gripes of it that like irritate me. One is just at the very start when Qui-Gon and fucking Obi use the Force run, as I'm well aware, people have made this point before. Where the fuck is that power throughout the rest of this entire trilogy? Like, never again do you see anyone Force run anywhere. And I'm like, do you know what would come in handy right about now? Quick fucking sprint out of here, boys. Like, I would be
imagine all
uncomfortable
the
with the
Jedi
Force
during
runs
the
that
Clone
fucking
Wars
easy
and
to
stuff
execute.
like that, and they're like stuck in a fucking situation. Okay, just dash out. Oh, they don't.
Just boom.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no, he's gone. Apparently, only I have to assume at this point, Qui-Gon Jinn was the only man who could use it, and he never taught another soul. He could force run
Obi-Wan
himself
could
and
use it, but
another
he never
object of
used it
his
again. He didn't
choosing.
teach Anakin how to do that.
Maybe Obi couldn't use it. Maybe
he
Qui-Gon
did.
literally just grabs him without a scene because he's that fucking quick, and he just drags him out of there. Like,
That would be funny. That would be funny. I will
like,
say, I don't know for you, but Phantom Menace is the Star Wars film that I've watched the least. Actually, that's not true. It's the second. It's the second one I've least watched. If that makes sense. Because there's certain other films that I haven't watched again.
I mean, I think for me, I've probably watched Phantom Menace more than most of the other prequels throughout my life.
Yeah.
Because as a child, the pod racing scene was kind of just like one of those really cool, this is awesome scenes. So I know I watched a lot of it growing up because I was like, fuck the rest of the story. Anakin pod racing is fucking great.
It is pretty gas.
So
it is pretty gas. Like,
yeah, like
it
might be the best part of the entire fucking film. I would watch pod racing.
I think the plot leading up to that is kind of stupid, to be honest, because they coincidentally run out of fuel and then they land on Tatooine to find Anakin. I just feel like they stay so long on that planet, and it's just so it slows down the movie a lot, and then we immediately go to Coruscant, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude, that pod racing scene needs to be there because that would be the most boring. This would be the most boring film ever if it didn't have pod racing.
I think, like, to be fair as well, when I was watching it, coming from the perspective of an adult now compared to a child, like I started to think, like, from the very get-go that I'm like, I think Qui-Gon Jinn's actually a bit of a piece of shit. Like, he might actually be an awful person, and there is no denying it, because if you think about this for a second, this man lands on a planet, needs something for his ship, and immediately goes, well, I'm not paying, you'll give it to me for free. And it's like, the fucking audacity. You're meant to be the good guys, and your attitude is, well, I'm going to rob him for my own sake, because as far as I'm concerned, my cause
try
is
to
more
pay,
just.
but he just didn't have, like, the correct currency for it. So
Enough.
he's like, oh, just fucking mind control them. And then Water just goes
That's
like,
a fucking bad thing to do. It's like, what the fuck do you think you are, a Jedi? Also, why is that guy, like, Italian? Why is it when he speaks English he's super Italian?
But the credits don't work on me.
He's like, gabagool, it's not going to work. And you're like, oh my god, he's Italian. Tatooine is space Italy. It's...
Hey, you don't know that, man. Like, they could be like, I don't know, fucking, like, Spanish fucking aliens out there. You don't know that.
Nah, but maybe there are space Italians. But I would also like to defend that truly, if you think about this with any real logic, the other thing that flaws Qui-Gon Jinn as a character is he is technically, arguably, responsible for the entire Jedi genocide.
Yeah.
His disregard for law and order, his determination to follow his own rules and do what he thinks is right, is what brings Anakin into this position where he can gut every fucker down. All those beautiful children in the third movie wouldn't have been murdered if not for him.
Could have foreseen the fucking circumstances of Anakin Skywalker turning to the dark side.
No,
fucking
Master Yoda goes, no.
10 years before it happens.
And he goes, yeah, but Yoda literally goes, no, Qui-Gon, it shouldn't happen. I'm saying no. And he goes, well, let me tell you, Yoda, I'll fucking do it anyway. Suck it. You're like,
I think
you're responsible for this.
That's the part of the movies that I actually hate the most. It's how the Jedi Council operates and all that stuff. It's just stupid.
I've seen so many videos about how if they were smarter.
Yeah, and the whole process of like inducting Jedi into their order is just, it makes sense, but it's kind of like barbaric if you think about it. They're just still kids, and then like train them in their religion to make them become Jedi and like emotionless peacekeepers that defend justice and all that. And then as soon as like potentially the most powerful Jedi is laid out in front of them, they go like, no, he's too old. He already knows how to be scared of stuff. We're not going to teach him. Okay, how about you learn how to teach someone to be more, I don't know, what's the word? Fucking non-fearful, you know, fucking brave, you know, that would be a good one. But you see what I mean? It's just stupid. Why would you fucking push out? Yeah, why would you fucking like not induct Anakin into the Order, who is more powerful than Yoda, because he's scared? He's 9, dude.
He's dangerous. All 9-year-olds should be a little bit scared.
That you just said dangerous there. That just reminded me of like all the fuck ass dialogue that comes between like Obi-Wan and like the council talking about Anakin. They just constantly say, "The boy is dangerous." Why? Why is he dangerous? He is 9 years old. What is he doing?
He's a fucking coward, and that's dangerous.
He's not.
Which, to be fair,
not a coward. He just fucking won a pod race.
Well, I think the other thing as well is it's like they're like, he's too scared, and even at the end they're like dead set against, like Yoda is still against it. He just accepts that Obi-Wan has been asked by Qui-Gon. He's like, oh, for God's sake, you're like your master. You're just gonna fucking ignore my orders anyway, so I'll allow it, just so it feels like I've still got some control. And I'm like, in fairness, your argument for him being scared would make sense if he didn't just ballsily hop in a fucking like, what are they called? Fucking fighter jet, essentially, fly off into fucking space, blow up an entire fucking spaceship, and fly out casually, screaming with joy.
Yeah, let's not talk about how
this is pod racing.
Yeah, let's not talk about how a 9-year-old defeated the Trade Federation when he was 9 years old.
Ended an entire war.
Yeah, let's just not talk about that.
Where's his Medal of Valor?
Yeah, the end of like fucking New Hope and stuff. It goes like, dun, 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 dun. Oh man.
I think it is. The thing is, like, I think there are so many things I have gripes with watching it now as an adult, just because I'm like, either it doesn't make sense, or it's like it just feels like so many wasted opportunities within it, and it's like Darth Maul is one of the most wasted characters in this entire film. I kind of appreciate that, to an extent, his character is here to warn the Jedi that the dark side is back, and there has to be another, because we have to learn that the Sith operate in the rule of 2, and there can only be a master and an apprentice, and all that bullshit, which I'm also pretty sure is immediately fucking, like, disregarded by the Sith by the second movie. But ignore that shit. It's just... he was so wasted. I'm like, he could have been such a good character, and we get like the occasional little appearance of him in a hologram, and then the one fight scene. And in the one fight scene, half of it is pretty much spent with him fucking behind a door, pacing back and forth, whilst Qui-Gon sits there meditating. And Obi-Wan, like an aggressive little Jack Russell's, kind of stood at the back, like, go, 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 just go, just go. So, like,
Yeah,
it's such a fucking waste of a character.
Honestly, it's kind of incredible how, unfortunately, this is probably the best prequel fight, and it's so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say it's like bad. I think the choreography is actually really good. And like, Qui-Gon dying is, very, very impactful because he's basically the main character of the film. And, you feel that. And I felt that when I rewatched it and stuff. But like, yeah, and Maul gets
did
really...
you not giggle at his death a little bit?
No, I
Like,
didn't actually.
Did you not see the acting? Like, he dies, and then Obi-Wan, like, looks back at Maul, and looks like they do the whole, like, second cut to Qui-Gon, who has already done his, like, little death, and all of a sudden he kind of goes, I bust, again, so that my young Padawan knows I'm also dead. And then all of a sudden, no, actually, he's not dead. He was just because he wanted you to know he was pretty much dead. Like, you couldn't figure it out when you saw the fucking lightsaber go through his gut.
Yeah. I don't know. I
was like, Christ.
Yeah, I'm very iffy about like this film as a whole. I know like it's very bad, but like some people defend this film like it's not as bad as it is. You can enjoy this film, and if you recognize the flaws of it, that's completely fine. Like, you said like this was your favorite prequel, didn't you?
I think, yeah, growing up especially, like, this was probably my favourite prequel because, again, I'm well aware for the pod racing, and I think, again, because I was young and it's a young Anakin, like, you're able to kind of connect to it a bit more. As an adult, it's less my favourite. I think it would still hold the top spot as a prequel just because nostalgia bait really does get me well. But
yeah, and I feel like that's a really big problem, unfortunately, with your generation. I think people latch on to these movies way too much, and they hold them to a very high standard of what they should not be. This movie is bad. It has terrible writing. Fucking awful writing. The dialogue... probably the worst out of all the movies, I would say. Actually, probably Attack of the Clones has worse, actually. And by God,
yeah.
the direction of all these movies is just shit. It's so bad. Constant one shot, wide shots, two shots, over the shoulder, nothing visibly engaging at all unless it's a CGI mess in fucking space or pod racing. It's just so bad, dude. It fucking annoys me. I think
like there were so many things that like story wise as well, like or like visually irritated me just in like insider stuff like the fight choreography. Like I think it was after Qui-Gon died. Like I was like the way Obi-Wan's fighting. Like I'm like, firstly, for this whole they can't give in to all their emotions. I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan is feeling nothing but rage in that fight, and the way he fights and swings his lightsaber around, I'm like, you should actually lose this. I'm like, you're dog shit compared to this man who is calm, composed, collected. I'm like, whilst you're just swinging your fucking lightsaber around like an angry child. You kind of suck right now, buddy. And if that's how you're going to fight, I appreciate the way he won is kind of just... Would you call it outsmarting? Maybe hacks?
I would say
he had that
probably...
hack jump on for a second?
Catching him off guard. I think that's how I would do it. Because I think,
but, yeah, I was kind of like,
unfortunately, I would love to know a little bit more input from Maul because he doesn't fucking talk throughout this whole fight. He's probably a little bit overconfident because he's backed Obi-Wan into a corner or a hole, if you could say that. And I would say he's a little bit more overconfident because he's swinging his fucking lightsaber, trying to like sting Obi-Wan's fingers, go like, ow, ouch, that hurts, and then he falls down.
Owie,
yeah. I would say that's more like more like getting caught off guard, I would say. But like yeah,
Yeah.
this
I think you're right that because he has no dialogue, like you don't get to understand the character in the fucking slightest. I honestly would have accepted just one of those stupid fucking like he's got him pinned down type thing, Maul on one knee, and he's like, "You don't understand the fucking things I've been through." As he starts like fighting, I would just like some kind of character development. Like I say, Maul like just is such a wasted character in the prequel. He could have been
yeah.
so much better, and he's just
fucking
this silent dude for about
he's
what 6 minutes in total.
he's
Like
fucking
we really don't see
awesome.
him ever.
He's fucking awesome in Clone
Coolest looking
Wars.
fucking alien.
He's actually he's probably one of my favorite characters in Clone Wars. He's such a good character.
Wait, he's in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So
Dude
does Obi-Wan not kill him?
He comes
Am I
back from the
lost?
dead. You didn't know that?
I've never watched Clone Wars, my guy. Or like, I
Okay,
watched
okay.
the Clone Wars movie when it was in cinema.
He's
Never
also
again did I touch the Clone Wars
he's
shit.
also in Solo, a Star Wars story. He pops up at the very end.
Isn't that like when Han Solo's like fucking
Yeah.
meant to be like 18 or some shit? So
Yeah.
you're telling me he outlived everyone despite the fact he got cut in half?
Yeah, but then Obi-Wan kills him on Tatooine.
Christ.
Spoiler.
Again. Does he cut him in half again? Because if it's not a cut in half again,
You know
I'm kind of
how he
upset.
cuts him like horizontally in the prequel?
Yeah.
He sort of goes like vertical and sort of like it's sort of like Jesus Christ. It's sort of like foreshadowed that it's like vertically.
So he gives him a slash.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. He slashes him. What the fuck? Maybe I'm gonna have to sit down and watch Clone Wars at some point. I don't understand how the man survived being cut in half the first time. Surely by the time you hit the bottom of that fucking never-ending hole that he fell into, like
side rant segment. Clone Wars is my favorite Star Wars product of all. For me personally, I like it more than A New Hope. I like it more than Empire. It's my favorite Star Wars product. And like there's problems in it. There's arcs in that show that are just fucking downright horrible, but the peaks and the highs of that show, goddamn dude, fucking incredible. I really like it.
I mean, like I say, I've heard from people who are into Star Wars that like the Clone Wars is possibly one of like the best things that they had ever made. This was all prior to everyone essentially sucking the cock of Disney because my god, they've made The Mandalorian and there's little baby Yoda and he's adorable, and they've made like, is it Book of Boba Fett, which apparently really good and all that shit. And I will give, I actually did watch the Obi-Wan thing when it came out. Because I was like, I'm kind of curious, and that thing was also kind of dog shit, and I was like,
awful, dude.
Maybe Star Wars just sucks.
That shit.
Like, maybe Star Wars just sucks, you know?
I'm gonna be a denier. That shit is just not canon to me. I'm fucking blocking that shit out of my memory. I hate everything of what that fucking show stands for. It's so
I think
bad.
honestly the only thing about it that I liked was it was like it's the thing that brought Hayden Christensen back into.
Yeah, and that's nice to think about. I think all the character interactions are really cool. But when you think about the context of where those characters are talking in the moment, honestly, kind of ruins it. It kind of ruins Star Wars a little bit, dude. I'm not saying it's Rise of Skywalker, like, bad ruins Star Wars, but, you know, there's like a certain level of, like, tension and stuff like that when you watch, like, A New Hope, and you see, like, Obi-Wan and Vader go against each other after a long time, and I think that's cool. But then at the end of Obi-Wan, they have that encounter. And by the way, Obi-Wan could have killed Vader. He could have absolutely killed him. He bested him. He was on his knees stumbling to get back up, and Obi-Wan just like walked away. And just goes like, no, you're not worth it. I'm not killing you. I'm like,
Twice he's let Anakin live because he likes
yeah,
him
no,
too much.
Twice this has happened, dude. You're fucking
Does
letting
this
a murderer
also mean
live.
I was gonna say, does this also mean that as much as Qui-Gon is responsible for the genocide, everything that happens post-genocide is kind of on Obi-Wan?
Dude, Qui-Gon is the fucking catalyst for Anakin Skywalker. Obi-Wan is the two turning points for Darth Vader. Luke Skywalker is the third one. It's fucking insane. Oh,
it is
God.
fucking mental.
But anyway,
I also
honestly,
want to say,
you go.
I was gonna say, I completely forgot, by the way, when it comes to like the prequels and shit. I forgot that Naboo is the Windows XP background for the longest time. So, fuck me, that was awful, and I still stand by. Jar Jar Binks is a terrible character, and I think the only way I'm ever going to accept him will be if he is a Sith Lord. And I much prefer the idea that he is actually a Sith Lord, and I don't know why we didn't just roll with that through the entire fucking, like, trilogy. Would have been much better. Darth Jar Jar would have been perfect.
I think, Jar Jar, I think the bad thing about him is that you just don't understand what he's saying half the time. That's like the one main thing that I don't like about him. But if you actually look at the whole film, he's actually very important. Because without him, you wouldn't have been able to find the Gungans, and you wouldn't be able to, like, formulate an army, and you wouldn't be able to, like, defend the Separatists, or the Trade Federation, and, like, the heroes probably could have lost, potentially. So he's sort of required to be around. The only bad thing is like him being like accompanying Qui-Gon and Padme to go like fix the hyperdrive of the ship. It's just kind of awkward,
Yeah, like I say, I think like it's just him as an entire character annoys me across the board, and I would much rather he was like a Sith Lord or something, because he does enough dumb shit that I'd love it. I would much prefer it if it felt like he's not stupid, he's actually the smartest of all the Sith, because he's just hiding in plain sight better than even Palpatine, because people are like, oh, fucking, that idiot Jar Jar. No, motherfucker, that Jar Jar twat's fucking ruining everything, and he knows what he's doing. It's like giving,
if you bring in the context of what he does in, like, Attack of the Clones, there's an argument for that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's my point. Like, when he does it, I'm like, Darth fucking Jar Jar, I'm on your... Take control, buddy. Like, the world seems to think you're stupid, so they're like, whatever he's thinking, he's probably never going to do anything wrong. Fucking genius, buddy. Genius. But no.
Yeah, he's
also,
the...
I have to ask this. Why is it that Sidious throughout the film? Because I realised this when I was watching, like, Revenge of the Sith. Why is he an old fucking wrinkly cunt in every single one of the video transmissions, and then he's young, fresh-faced Palpatine to everyone else? Like, I swear there's never an explanation for this, other than Botox.
I don't, like... Are you talking about, like, when, like, he's Sidious and then he goes, like, through, like, hologram transmissions and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I think it's just him relaxing his face. I think that's what it is. And then like when he's like politician Palpatine, stuff like that, he's like all perked up and everything like that. But he does look like very old in the prequels. Like he's very young in the Phantom Menace, and then when you go to Attack of the Clones, he's just like aged pretty well. And it's like been 10 years, but like still.
I mean, to be fair, politics probably does age you awfully if you're in that game for like fucking 20 years of your life. Like it probably does make you look 90 when you're 50, but
yeah, it would be fucking awful, especially in the Republic, dude.
Poor fucking man. Oh mate. To be fair, I don't even understand entirely how the Republic functions, because whenever they show you like the entire council, I'm like, there are too many people here. You would never get a single fucking thing done with this many.
It's
people
only
here.
like 4 people talking ever.
Republic.
If your name is not Yoda, Mace Windu, fucking fucking forehead man and
Palpatine or
Obi-Wan
Padme.
Kenobi, you have no fucking input in the Jedi Council.
All of it, none of the ways that these people work makes any fucking sense. And
Oh,
like, no
dude.
one has at any point really explained inside of it why Padme is arguably like the most powerful person inside of the Senate. Like, it winds me up that it's like, I kind of get it for the Phantom Menace. Like, it makes a sense. It's like, oh well, it's her planet being invaded. She needs to go and appeal to the council, and who better than the representative for the whole planet? Fair enough. But it's like in the second film when they're like, you know what, the only person who could probably get Sidious emergency superpower here would be Padme. And it's like,
Well, it's not really
why?
that case. It's just the fact that someone needs to like put forward the motion in order to get Palpatine emergency powers. They just think Padme would do it, and it's kind. I actually don't think she would, unironically, because she's at the point of Attack of the Clones. She's very anti-war. In the opening text, everyone wants the Republic to formulate an army, but Padme's just like, yeah, no, we don't need that. That just provokes violence.
I mean,
we don't need that, and I'm a
in
pacifist.
fairness, she didn't have an army on her previous planet, and the base for the entire war was essentially that the space BlackRock were told they had to pay taxes, and they were like, we're not fucking paying taxes. We just cull the planet.
Yeah, the Phantom Menace having the plot of like Palpatine wanting to control space trade is the stupidest thing ever. Why on earth would you want to control fucking space trade, dude? Like, that shit sounds so fucking lame.
Think about the tax money.
Think about the tax
You'd be
write-offs.
rich.
Think about the tax
Think about the
write-offs.
taxes. I mean, to be fair question here for the Trade Federation. If they had won that invasion, could they have written the droid army off as a tax write-off?
Yeah, probably.
Like, it was
Well,
necessary
going
for
off
the
of that,
expansion of the company,
what
so,
would
you know?
happen if the Trade Federation won? What would happen then? They just like go to other star systems and take
trade would
control of them? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Only if those star
Palpatine is
systems
such a
try taxing them.
Palpatine is such a shit villain, and it just doesn't make any sense, man. It just bugs me.
Yeah, I think the thing is like, so, like, obviously moving on towards like is it Attack of the Clones?
Yeah, Attack of
Clone
the
Wars,
Clones.
some shit like that.
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, some shit like that. I think like the thing is like, I would argue he becomes a much better villain in Attack of the Clones. Like,
I think
you can kind of see the start of his long-term plan.
Yeah, but his plan sucks. And also,
I think his plan sucks, but
he's being way too obvious with some of the shit that he says towards like Anakin. Other than that stuff, he's so like crypt and stuff. I'm like, I could fucking figure out this guy has been shady. Although he is a politician, so who fucking knows?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, that's probably why he picked the position he picked inside of politics, because like they make the point throughout that like the Jedi Council are all wary of him because they're like, well, you can't really trust a politician, and it's like, no, but similarly, you probably can't trust a politician who, and this will always confuse me, collects Sith artifacts. The fact that his office, that would be like us electing someone to run our countries whose entire fucking office space is Nazi memorabilia, and then being like, yeah, he seems like a trustworthy. Like, who the fuck goes, yeah, the guy with all the Nazi memorabilia on his wall, that seems like the trustworthy man to elect, and I would never be suspicious of him when he seems to keep favouring the idea of more power to him and more war. So, what the fuck? Like, the Jedi Council are fucking stupid. Like, that's just an unfortunate fact.
When they're like in front of Palpatine, and Yoda goes like, the dark side is clouding my judgment, and I'm like, bro, he's right in front of you. He's right there, and you can't fucking sense that, dude. That just fucking completely, like, the whole like concept of the Jedi Council being like this, like like this tower above men, like this pinnacle of hope and all that stuff. Like, like the most powerful collection of Jedi in one, like, community put in one, and they can't fucking sense that the bad guy is right in front of them. Dude, like, fucking, the dark side is clouding my judgment.
I think
Dark side's
I
right
have
in front
seen
of you,
something
man.
before that says, like, the reason that they don't realize it's Palpatine is because of all those Sith artifacts, and the idea is that, like, they carry some trace amount of Sith fucking Force energy, because no one at this point and no one still understands midichlorians. So, you know, the midichlorians are just shedding off Dark Pelagius's fucking robes and all that crap.
Midichlorians are just MacGuffins, dude. They don't mean
The
anything.
magic midichlorians. Well, what we do know about them is they can conceive children. Never forget that. Apparently, you can force fuck a bitch. Now,
the Force can fuck a bitch.
the Force can fuck.
I think it's no outlier to say that I think this is the worst. This is probably the worst Star Wars film out of the prequels. This movie is awful.
Yeah.
It's bad. I haven't nitpicked a movie so much in my life. Like, it's actually crazy. In Phantom Menace, I could see, like, a way where all the plot contrivances could lead up to a certain point. Like, wooden acting, terrible writing, poor direction, all make up the bad things of the Phantom Menace. The Attack of the Clones, I actually struggled to find a positive thing about this movie. I struggled to find a good thing about this movie.
Brother, I struggled to watch this fucking movie. Like, this movie was one of the most boring fucking things. Because I feel like, and probably wasn't actually as much as it feels, but it felt like the movie is fucking 50% Anakin and Padme deciding whether they're gonna fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and the only good part, I think, in the entirety of the fucking, like, Anakin Padme scene, aside from the infamous "I don't like sand" moment, is actually the Mickey Mousing. And what a fucking travesty for a film that the best part about the entire film might have been the Mickey Mousing, where they start making out like a bunch of high school, like, teenagers, and the second they stop, that music fucking, like, cuts. I was Jesus Christ.
That shit was kind of funny.
It's the best part of this whole film.
That shit was kind of funny because it made me equally uncomfortable, and I just kind of burst out laughing, going like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Every time they're in a scene together, honestly, made me uncomfortable. Like, the fact that, like, the first time we see her in ages, it's Anakin and Obi have to look after Padme, because I forgot, to be fair, that this film starts with terrorism.
Yeah.
And
oh my God,
to the terrorism.
Dude,
but
I could talk about the whole sequence of fucking Lord Sidious trying to assassinate politician Padme Amidala. It's the most fucking hilarious thing in the world. There's that clip that always goes around, and it's fucking hilarious, dude. You want me to say it?
Go for it.
Go for it? Alright. So Palpatine wants Padme dead, but he doesn't want to do it himself. So he asks Count Dooku to go kill Padme, but Count Dooku doesn't want to do it himself. So he asks Jango Fett to go kill Padme, but Jango Fett doesn't want to do it himself. So he asks his shapeshifter friend to go kill Padme, but the shapeshifter sends a robot to go kill Padme. And if you really want to get into it even more, the robot sends bugs to go kill Padme.
To be fair, I think I literally took note of this when I was watching it. I went with, hang on, is this not that whole principle of the job will never get done and the pay is always halved? It's like, I gave him $500 to kill this woman, and he went with, I'll give $250 to you if you go kill this woman, who then turned around to a robot and went, I'll give you a can of oil if you go kill this woman. Like, I was like, the fuck is going on with this assassination sequence? I'm like,
It's so
why did we
fucking
need 12
goofy,
assassins?
It's so funny when you look at it like that. And I don't like
And you're,
referencing where the clip comes from, but that shit is so fucking funny, man.
I think to be fair, the thing that also pissed me off inside of that sequence is that they're like, R2's in there, so he'll be able to tell if someone intrudes. R2 apparently only has a flashlight. Not a single fucking sensor on him to realise if something's in there. And he's essentially asleep, which is also weird because he's a fucking robot. Like, I didn't realise clankers needed to fucking put their eyes...
Hey,
like,
don't tell my boy R2D2 that he's a clanker, dude. That's fucked up.
Fucking clanker can only use a goddamn torch. And
Dude,
he doesn't even look properly. He does a quick scan and goes, yeah, seems good. He's essentially... I think he's also been paid off to let Padme die.
Alright, that's your headcanon.
There's just no excuse.
That's your headcanon of this episode.
He can't... But let's say it, alright? R2 cannot be this fucking useless in every single film.
He's just a fucking droid. And he's not useless. Let's get that out of the way. He's not useless. Maybe not in these first two. Maybe not in these first two films. Like, he doesn't do anything. But in Revenge of the Sith, he fucking helps Anakin and Obi-Wan rescue the Chancellor.
Does he?
Yeah. He fucking controls the elevator. And he fucking causes...
Once, and then never again.
No, but then... No, he does it twice, actually. He
sends it the wrong fucking way.
Yeah, and then he sends it back up. Because he's getting pressured by two super battle droids. Also, the fact that Astromech can diff two super battle droids is just something that we can brush aside. Anyway... let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi jumping out the window to grab a robot above Coruscant. Can we talk about that
time sequence?
Anakin, stop being so brash and reckless, bro.
Can we consider the fact as well that when he finally gets back in the car with Anakin, he's like, oh, and they've lost the person. He's like, oh, you've lost him. Good fucking job, Anakin. And firstly, Anakin
and then he jumps out. And then he jumps out the car. He jumps out of the car, and then Obi-Wan goes like, I hate it when he does that. Bro, you did that like 5 minutes ago. Like, what do you mean?
I thought that. I was like, you just did the same thing through a fucking window, dumbass. Secondly, and this is probably my bigger one, how many times have you let your apprentice jump out of a moving vehicle, or like a vehicle that's like a fucking 100 miles in the air, that you can say, oh, I hate when he does that? How many times has this had to occur that it upsets you?
Yep.
And to be fair, you're not a good enough role model to have judgment. It's just not okay. Like, don't get me wrong, I kind of love that scene, barring the fucking, the assassin's car. The noise of that thing just irritates me. Every other vehicle, normal. This one, for some reason, a fucking, like, a bit of a whammy bar and a guitar. Like,
it's unique. I fuck with it. What the fuck is going on? I fuck with it. It's unique.
It's unique, sure. But let's say this. Are you telling me that an assassin, this isn't her first fucking job, are you telling me a fucking assassin decided all these really nice basic-ass cars that don't make this stupid noise, I'm going to take the most standout vehicle possible? Like, it's just bad writing on the assassin's part. Like, the fuck is the idea?
Okay.
Surely you just take a normal fucking hunk of junk.
If we're going to talk about the assassin's car having bad writing, let's talk about the assassin itself. It is mentioned by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker that the assassin is a shapeshifter. What does she do? She runs into a restaurant. Do you think she would shapeshift into a different, I don't know, creature and get the jump on Obi-Wan Kenobi or Anakin? No, she just stays the same. And then gets her hand cut off. And then gets assassinated by Jango Fett. Oh yeah, then...
I also want to say this.
By the way, when Anakin and Obi-Wan are chasing after the assassin, Jango has a chance to go kill Padme, but doesn't.
It's too late. Cover's been blown. Don't want to take the risk.
It's so fucking
don't want to take the risk.
But yeah, that's like
she's like completely unattended. So,
That's like screenwriting 101. If you're gonna mention that someone has the ability to shapeshift, why not show it? Why not show it? Too much. Don't have enough of the budget. I don't know. Fucking cut corners, man. Why put that in the script if you're not gonna do anything with it?
I have got to say, in fairness, I don't know if you would have felt this way, but I feel like half the time watching Attack of the Clones, I was like, this feels like it's trying to be a fucking comedy. And the issue with that idea is that there's too much money in this for you to be able to make funny jokes and shit anymore. Like, comedies are beautiful because they're low budget. Like, this thing feels like someone went, here's $1 billion, and the comedy writer just went a bit too fucking far. So, like, because everything always feels like it's some sort of quip, some sort of, like, little joke, and it's like, it's not funny. It's just, nothing about this is funny other than the fact
it's unintentionally funny, but at the same time, it's not unintentionally funny. It's just, a lot of the lines have been interpreted as really corny and, like, taken out of context and all that stuff. You know, I don't like sand and like fucking all that shit, dude. You know, like I get it, visible confusion, you know, it's fucking hilarious, but like I didn't laugh while watching Attack of the Clones. I tried my very hardest to stay awake during it. That was a fucking task. You know, straight off the back of the Phantom Menace, I'm going straight into fucking Attack of the Clones. And I'm just going like, when does the fighting start? Isn't this called Star Wars? And then a war happens at the end. Well, I'll get into that later, but like the middle portion of this film is just awful. The middle portion of this film is awful. It's missing a pod racer scene. Instead, we just get like this fucking shitty 1v1 against Jango and Obi-Wan Kenobi, where they both kind of fuck each other over. Like, Jango just fucking like shoots himself in the foot, and then Obi-Wan force pushes Jango off the fucking platform, but he doesn't realize he's still hooked up to fucking Jango's like fucking pew thing. And then he goes like, oh shit. And then he fucking falls over, dude.
It's just more comedy. It's more comedy.
Unintentional comedy.
I will say, I think you are wrong about the lack of a pod racing scene. I think we got this film's attempt at a pod racing scene.
Oh yeah, it's the droid factory scene.
That was literally... No. I think the car chase is arguably their attempt at another pod racing scene.
It's too early. No, it's too early for that.
High speed... that's half the fucking problem of it. It's too early and it's too shit.
You get...
fucking sucks.
You get the car chase scene, you get fucking Jango versus Obi-Wan, and then you get the droid factory as well. They're all spaced out too much. There's nothing in the middle at all. It's just fucking Anakin trying to suppress his boner towards Natalie Portman. And that's it.
To be fair, I think it's like there's so much about this. There's so much that
I could go on to like my biggest problem with the movie is that Obi-Wan Kenobi should be able to connect the dots into how the clones like the whole like concept of the clones should be raising more red flags to Obi-Wan Kenobi like throughout the whole film. Obi-Wan arrives on Kamino and then is greeted and says, "Your clone army's ready." I'm going like, what? Oh yeah, this Jedi Master ordered the clone army. Oh, he died 10 years ago. He meets Jango Fett, who just so happens to be the clone DNA sampler. And then he puts together that Jango is the assassin that hired the shapeshifter to kill Padme. And then he also finds out that Jango works for Count Dooku. But he doesn't put together that Count Dooku and the clones are connected. And that, you know, they could potentially not be as, like, on their side as they're supposed to be.
To be fair, I did think about this when I was watching it, and they're in Kamino and all that, and I was like, so are the people of Camino and like the Prime Minister, I think they refer to him as, are they bad guys? Because they have actively taken an order, and fair enough, you've taken it from a Jedi. Dooku placed this order 10 years ago, claiming to be Cypher DS or whatever his name was. But I think it's the fact that it's like, they've inbuilt them with the idea that Order 66 is kill all Jedi. And I think I've seen somewhere like Order 65 is essentially execute Palpatine. But it's a safety so that no one realizes that he's done this. Like, but they did this for a Jedi, and they went, yeah, we'll put the
just in case the Jedi turn rogue, just in case.
Yeah, like surely at that point you're also war criminals. Like you're quite complicit in this genocide that's occurring.
I'm going back to Clone Wars, but there's like multiple compilations of Anakin and Obi-Wan committing war crimes, and it's just the funniest thing in the world, dude. It's so good. But yeah, like
I have got to ask as well when it comes to the clones, because they're like, oh, they've got an accelerated growth rate. They never said anything about stopping that. So, do I understand correctly? The clones will only live like a total of 35 years?
No, they live longer than that. So like they rapid grow to like adulthood, and then I'm pretty sure it sort of like slows down a little bit. But there's a spin-off series of Clone Wars called Rebels where it takes place before A New Hope, and we actually do see clones there, and they're like really old. So, like, it is accelerated aging. So, it probably could be about 35 years, actually. Maybe 40 or so.
Because surely, though, if that's the case, does that not cause, like, serious mental health issues for poor Jago? And poor Bubba, and poor Boba, as they realise, fuck, we're only going to live to 80 at our healthiest point.
They're not clones. Jango's not a clone.
No, but if your clone can't fucking survive past 40, that probably means that your likelihood of passing 80 ain't fucking very good either, is it? Like, he grows at twice the rate, and he's still only made it to 40.
Oh, no.
Fucked. I'd go vegan at that point and be like, I've got to take it healthier. I've got to look after myself.
I've got to prolong my life for another year and a half. That will surely make up for it.
Damn right. To be fair, I think like the thing is like, I quite like some of the Camino stuff, but I think a lot of it just gave me the flashbacks to the Star Wars Lego games. Like when I'm watching fucking Obi-Wan fight Jago, my brain was just like, this just reminds me of
I gotta pull all the 3 levers down again and fucking shoot down the fucking ship again.
Got it. And it is.
I remember those games.
Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, but like the way that fucking Boba Fett like fucking sits down when he gets in the spacecraft, I'm like, that just doesn't look like a smart design.
Okay.
For a time.
All right. Hold on. Do not make fun of the Slave One in my presence. You will get fucking reprimanded. The Slave One is a fucking awesome ship.
It's called
I love
the
it.
Slave
It's called
One.
the Slave One. It's not currently called the Slave One because fucking Disney bought Star Wars and they had to rename it to Boba Fett ship. No, that shit's called the Slave One, man. I don't give a fuck. That ship is so fucking cool, man. But the optimization of how you fly that ship is so bad. like the seat is like turned to a 90-degree angle. So like the ship like turns up and like flies normally that way. It's so unoptimal, but I love it. It's my favorite ship in Star Wars. I'm just saying it.
It's probably one of the coolest ships.
It is. I fucking love it.
It just looks off.
It's so badly. It's so unoptimized at all. And also, why do the guns not fire when they're in space? Why does the guns not fire out of the bottom guns? You ever notice that they shoot out of like the bit below the cockpit? The cockpit. Okay, you showed Boba using the guns before. Why they don't work in space? What the fuck? Also,
I mean, to be fair,
I
couldn't focus on that.
Also, seismic charge.
Thank you. This thing fucked me off. The
What do you
seismic
mean?
charge. I sat there and I was like, I have never wanted Neil deGrasse Tyson sat next to me quicker in my life. I was like, I need to tweet this to him and be like, you need to explain to me how the science of this works. Because I'm like,
I
in
don't give a
space, how
I
does a
don't give a fuck
sound
how the
charge work?
seismic
No,
charge
fuck
works
off.
in
You
space.
can't. I care. I care. You can't say no one can hear a sound in fucking space and then all of a sudden be like, but we've made a sound bomb. It's the dumbest fucking bomb.
It's a sound effect in the movie. Doesn't actually make the sound in fucking space.
Yes, but a seismic charge has to actually is actually using sound to fucking propel stuff. Like there is nothing else that thing can be using other than just a pure sound wave. And I'll accept if you can make a little fucking 4-foot box that could make an earth-shattering sound wave. My issue is it shouldn't work in space, and that irritated me the entire time.
Oh, fucking go fucking fuck a book, man. Jesus Christ.
No,
It's a cool sound effect. It's the only cool thing. It's the only cool thing in this fucking movie, man. Do not take it away from me.
It might be the only cool thing, but it doesn't work. And I can't accept the idea that they were like,
this is a movie about space wizards with laser swords.
And the laser swords, we have people who can tell you that we could make that. But I don't think anyone can ever make a sound bomb that works in space. It's a fucking vacuum.
I don't care, dude. I don't care.
Actually, I have a whole other space rant to deal with in the fucking next movie, in the third movie. That fucking thing fucked me off as well. Oh, fuck that movie.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get into the theoretical physics of fucking Star Wars about how Boba Fett's bomb doesn't fucking make a sound effect in space. That's not what I wanted to geek out about. I want to geek about when you go like, that's what I want, and you just ruined that. Thank you.
But it's cool. I don't deny that. Awesome weapon, but my brain just kind of went with, how does that work? How can you make big sound wave that fucking tear through things in a place that has no sound waves?
Who cares?
I care.
Oh, fucking
we all know if Neil deGrasse Tyson sat down and watched this, he would be ripping this shit apart.
Neil deGrasse Tyson can fucking suck my dick. Anyway, let's talk about how awful that final fight was in Attack of the Clones. Can we talk about that?
No, I love that fight.
No, you don't, dude. Fuck off. You like the fight where Anakin and fucking Christopher Lee are just looking at each other, just going like, and then Anakin just does the most generic ass Jedi move and then gets his hand cut off by fucking old man Christopher Lee. That fight sucks, dude. That fight sucks.
It does fucking suck.
And then Obi-Wan just gets fucking low diffed by Count Dooku. Like, whatever, man. I don't care.
It all kind of sucks.
Yeah, and
I mean, to be fair,
the Yoda one wasn't that bad.
I was gonna say there were some half decent things, like the fucking little Colosseum battle type thing. That kind of cool. Kind of cool. Couldn't fault it really.
It was fine, but the whole plan of it was just stupid. I think it was 1,200 Jedi just fucking dove in to try and save Obi-Wan and Anakin and Padme, and then they lost. And then the clones come in, guns blazing, and saves them. Luckily.
Damn right.
Fucking terrible plan, Mace.
I mean, to be fair, but I think the thing is arguably again, this is where I will say Palpatine might be. I think I was looking at him fuck me. I'm this is just all for one. He's just all for one. He's a man who's going, I'm laying 1,000 paths to lead to my victory. If one closes, another will open. That's essentially the thing he's fucking doing the whole time. When Dooku's busy being we're gonna outfit all of you with fucking droid armies so that we can win this war, while simultaneously he's also outfitting the opposition because he's look, I just need someone to win. So if I win by controlling the Senate and those guys winning, great. I'll kill them all with my clones. If we don't get them before the droids fuck everything up, great. I've won without being a part of it.
Let me fucking deconstruct your plan, entirety. What would happen if Count Dooku didn't send Jango Fett to go kill Padme? You know what would have happened? Obi-Wan Kenobi wouldn't have discovered Camino. No, none of the Jedi would have discovered Camino, and the Republic would not have an army and probably would have lost the war. And like, it doesn't make sense for Palpatine's plan. It doesn't make any sense, dude.
I think it does to an extent, because the long-term goal is absolute fucking control, and the best way to get control is to not let the people know that you've essentially seized control through violent means. So instead of essentially him running a rebellion, he fed a rebellion to fucking reinforce his position and make himself stronger by people thinking that that's what they want and need. Like, I think it is like, the idea is genius in a sense, because it's not, oh, I'm gonna seize control by letting people rip through. Because similarly, who wants to fucking be in charge of just droids because they slaughtered all the people? When instead, the people can feel like they won a war. In return, I become supreme leader. Pretty nifty.
Yeah, for 19 years, and then you got thrown down a fucking funnel.
Found it. Yeah, but doesn't he come back in those shitty fucking sequels?
No, he doesn't. That's not canon.
I mean, if it's in the sequel, is it not canonical?
Also, did you actually? I kind of want to point this out. So I was looking at like reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. You know, yeah, we can talk about how Rotten Tomatoes is fucking skewed and it doesn't matter. But you know how like you know, the episodes go through 1, 2, 3, etc. On Rotten Tomatoes, they don't have that on the prequels. On the sequels, sorry. So it just says Star Wars The Force Awakens. It doesn't say Episode 7 The Force Awakens. They've taken that off.
From the fucking people who've seen it.
I actually think they might have decanonized it. I don't think it's canon.
Probably. It fucking sucked. Wait, does that mean we can get more Harrison Ford one day?
No, he's done with Star Wars.
Well,
soon we'll talk about the sequels, because I actually think there might be more disagreements about all that stuff. But
I think well, to be fair, I watched the fucking first sequel they did. Went, this fucking sucks. Not going anywhere near this. I'm like, Star Wars was already on shaky ground with the fucking prequels. I think the ground just fucking gave out from below it with that fucking film. So, okay. Fuck that film.
I haven't watched The Force Awakens in a while, but my overall experience of it was positive. I liked it. But we'll go into that. We'll go into that later, where I force you to watch the sequels.
I think, to be fair, can I also just say this? One of those things that really wound me up in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Why does it feel like women in media have the response of, oh, he's sad because insert family member died. Guess I'll fuck him now. Because I think I looked at the whole thing of like when Shmi dies and Anakin's all fucking touchy about it. And it's like, and that's pretty much the fucking tipping point, or correction, it's the turning point of Padme's decision to fucking get with Annie. And let's say it, we might as well just fucking slap some fucking purple hair on her and call her Roxy. This motherfucker, I think, might have assaulted a man who wasn't in the right frame of mind to be engaging in sexual stuff.
You're not comparing Star Wars to fucking anime isekai, dude. That's no.
I fucking.
No.
This isn't anime. I can find my way, but let's say, like, it is fucking nuts, right? That like her response is, "Oh, your mum's dead. Let me give you some sloppy topping." Like the.
He doesn't. No, she
Man's
doesn't.
mum's just died.
She doesn't.
Brother.
I like
she.
As much as I hate the whole fucking love romance between Anakin and Padme, like her kind of like expressing her feelings before like getting killed in front of like the Colosseum and stuff like that on Geonosis, you know, it makes sense to put it there. The line delivery fucking sucks, but like, you know, if it was told a little bit more like less like ChatGPT, you know, I would feel something there. I would get that. You know, it doesn't happen immediately after Anakin finds out his mum died. Have you seen that scene when Anakin tries to comfort, where Padme tries to comfort
It's like 2
Anakin?
weeks.
Have you seen that scene? Like fucking Natalie Portman is just sitting there going like, oh, okay. And then Hayden Christensen's going like, I slaughtered them like animals. It's just going like, oh my god, he's so hot.
Women and the children.
And not just the men, but the women. Children. Dude.
The children.
I actually think if Hayden Christensen wasn't directed by George Lucas, I think we could have missed out on so much fucking memes. It sucks because I think he got like the short end of the stick, because I actually think he could potentially be a very good actor if he had a different director. But like some of the dialogue that George Lucas has shoved into these actors to fucking spit out is honestly atrocious. It's so bad, dude. I don't like sand.
So I would argue as well, like, he is actually a pretty, like, and this is why I was quite upset when he just kind of went with, I'm not acting anymore, because he got a load of grief obviously for what was it called, that fucking for essentially playing Anakin, and it was a big turn off for him. But the saddest thing is, he actually did another movie called Jumpers, and I don't know if you've ever watched that.
I've seen another movie with Hayden Christensen.
Jumpers.
I just don't. Yeah, I didn't know the movie.
And it was. Oh, brother, it's Hayden Christensen and like Samuel Jackson again. It's a great movie, and I was really hoping that they were like gonna make more of them, and they never did, and it broke my fucking heart because I was like, God damn, it looks so good. But like, I do think it sucks that Star Wars was the thing that he kind of got for his major entry into this, because unfortunately, people just turned him off of acting, and he was such a good actor. Like, there is nothing wrong with his acting. It was purely a writing and direction issue.
I think he hit all the emotional beats of it. I just think every single shot in Attack of the Clones had the maximum of 3 takes. Like, they didn't do any more. George was just going like, yep, that's good enough. Yep, move on to the next one. It's just like, dude, come on, man.
George was looking at it for the toy profits.
Like, I'm getting emotional watching fucking Hayden trying to, not trying, but crying his eyes out when he's, like, talking about killing all the Tusken Raiders and stuff like that. And I see Natalie Portman just giving no emotional reaction. I'm going like, dude, come on, man. I'm trying to get invested in my fucking laser sword movie. And that's the fucked up part, dude. Natalie Portman has a career now. She's a good actor, but like, come on, man. She has a big career,
and it's fucking nuts. Yeah, but to be fair, this is the thing. Like, if we were going to bully anyone, surely, out of the fucking acting community, there is a number of actors from that film that probably would have deserved it.
I'm actually surprised you and McGregor actually had a fucking career after Phantom Menace. He is so bad in that movie. There is like a piece of dialogue that honestly pissed me off. Qui-Gon is delivering the parts back to the Naboo ship, and like he's talking about going back to go pick up Anakin, but doesn't say his name. Obi-Wan just says, "Why do I feel like we've picked up another useless life form?" Are you talking about fucking Anakin? Are you talking about the human slave? What the fuck? All right, Obi-Wan.
He's a bit of an awful character.
He's so bad in Phantom Menace. I didn't talk about before, but like he has almost no role in that movie except watching Qui-Gon die. That's it.
I mean, to be fair, I would argue Obi-Wan as a character is a. I have an issue with the concept of people being able to fuck with your free will. Like, Obi-Wan, I appreciate, doesn't want to buy death sticks in this movie. The idea that he's like, you don't want to sell me death sticks. And he's like, I don't want to sell you death sticks. And then he goes, and now you want to go home and rethink your life. And it's like, fuck you. Fuck you. Don't make the death sticks. But don't fucking make the man change career paths.
One of the very few,
this is how he survives.
very few lines where it's intentionally meant to be funny, but it's not funny. It's just quotable.
I think it might be the worst part that's one of the one of the less funny scenes from this entire fucking film, and it's the one that's meant for comedy.
Yeah.
Someone obviously doesn't know how to direct films or write them.
Yeah. Another thing is like none of the characters sort of have any personality traits. And it really annoys me. Like
Excuse me, Anakin's a creeper. He's got a personality trait. But he likes to stare at Natalie Portman.
Yeah, but like even the only bit of like information I get about Obi-Wan Kenobi is that he doesn't like flying. That's it. I don't get anything more from him. He's just a dude with a sense of moral height and see, and just feels like he's always in the right and tries to act above and beyond for his fucking arrogant fucking Padawan, even though he does more dumb shit than Anakin. Anakin does like one stupid thing throughout this whole movie, and that's like to go kill and that's to like kill all the Tusken Raiders. That's it. Everything else is like Padme trying to drag him along. Like him going to Tatooine, like it's not that big of a deal because like they're still trying to hide and all that stuff. Like, by the way, why do all the assassinations stop after the fucking shapeshifter? Can we talk about it? Padme has a fucking target on her back and is wanted by the Separatists and Count Dooku, but they just stop. They just don't happen anymore.
I mean, in fairness,
but then they want to kill her when she's in the Colosseum.
I was going to say, I think part of the reason that probably nothing happens to her, might make sense in the sense of, like, they fuck off from Naboo pretty quickly because Anakin has a nightmare about Mummy. So, you know, he takes her away, and maybe that's why we never get another assassination attempt, because, like, where the fuck is... Like, there might be, like, loads of assassins crawling around Naboo being like, I was given good information. They said that she would be here. And brother, this place has not got a single senator. So...
I mean, there's plenty of senators.
Maybe that's why they never fucking succeed to kill her. But
yeah, that's why I'm not like too bothered about them going to Tatooine and all that stuff. It doesn't bother me at all. But like Padme wanting to go to Geonosis to go rescue Obi-Wan after Obi-Wan got fucking attacked, I'm just like, what?
I mean, to be fair, I don't think she wants to go, does she?
No, she does.
It's not very well.
No, she's the one that wants to go. Anakin goes like, no, you need to stay put. And my job is to protect you and make sure you don't come in any danger.
Yeah, but again, I think that's the point, though, innit? Is like she doesn't. It's not that she wants to go, but she knows that Anakin wants to go, but knows that he's not meant to. So she's like,
yeah, but it doesn't come off like that in the dialogue. It doesn't come off like that in the dialogue.
No, I know, and that's the worst part. Is like she makes it sound like I've got to save him. He's Obi-Wan, and he's done so much for me, and it's like, I mean. Qui-Gon did a fair chunk for you.
I just wish all the characters were good in this movie. I wish all the characters were good in all the movies. Just annoys
I would accept a remake of these movies, I think.
That's like the one thing that has blown my mind. Like, they have not even tried to, like, fix these movies. They've completely disregarded them as being satisfactory additions to the Skywalker saga. And I'm just like, you guys do know Phantom Menace. You guys have seen that movie, right? You guys have watched Attack of the Clones and how like all the dialogue sucks. But like they never do it because like they don't want to fucking fuck up all the fandom and stuff like that. Because there are people out there that unironically like Attack of the Clones. Unironically.
Yeah,
I look at everyone who likes the prequels and put them a step above the original trilogy and think they're better than that. And even like The Force Awakens, you can say what you can about The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens doesn't have barely any lines of bad dialogue in that movie, but they'll still put the prequels above that movie. Whereas Force Awakens is written better, it's directed better, the characters actually have fucking traits and all that stuff. And yeah, you know, the plot is basically fucking New Hope. Who cares? fucking dude, these movies are just so bad, dude. And I don't
Like you say, the
I don't
problem is
like
my generation
roping
love them.
I don't like grouping Revenge of the Sith into um Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, because it is the outlier. It is a better movie, but I just can't, dude. It really pisses me off.
I would say, to be fair, Phantom Menace I probably had the least complaints about when I was watching it.
I had the most, well, not the
Like,
most, but like I can see all the reasons why people don't like the Phantom Menace. Wooden acting, shit writing, terrible direction, and a terrible plot.
my God damn it, it's a great movie.
No, it's not. Fuck. Revenge of the Sith is like
No,
by far the best prequel movie. Like,
Oh,
factually,
without
it
question,
is.
Sith definitely. Revenge of the Sith definitely is like
The
best
opening
one.
sequence,
I wouldn't pretend.
the opening sequence is debatably my favorite out of all the movies. Probably, I think New Hope is probably better, but like, goddamn, dude. One shot into the fucking space battle, into trying to fucking board a separatist ship. Cinema. Absolute cinema.
There is a lot that I question with that scene, because again, it wouldn't bother me so much if it felt consistent to an extent, but there are some odd inconsistencies I feel within that scene that just irritated the fuck out of me.
Like what?
But I think for the Revenge of the Sith opening, there is shit like, again, because I'm a bit of a space nerd, I was a bit annoyed that it's like, for some reason, this air pressure, like, vacuum of space doesn't exist when it benefits the Jedi. Exists when it benefits Grievous for his quick escape of like, I'm just gonna break a window and get the fuck out of here. And then again, kind of stops existing as they enter towards their crash land, because they have holes in that fucking ship that should be causing this kind of problem. From a much earlier point.
It got like blast shields on them.
You're telling me that these blast shields wanted to work all up until the point that Grievous put the fucking hole in a window?
No, Grievous put the hole in the window, and then the blast shields came in.
Brother.
What?
It's fucking stupid.
It's Star
So
Wars. What do you mean?
It's all fine, to be fair. It is Star Wars. It is all a bit fucking stupid.
I would like to reiterate my
though,
previous point. This is a movie series about wizard samurai with laser swords. But yeah,
it would be so much better as an anime.
What do you? All right, when we can no. We're not comparing
Revenge of
Star
the Sith
Wars
does actually have my favorite. It does have my favorite droid in it. Don't know why he's my favorite, but fuck, I love R4.
He gets fucking murked. He dies.
Yeah, he does. But I love that droid.
He's in
like when the first
he's in
when like the first
he's
Battlefront
in Attack of the
games came
Clones.
out, I used to pick that ship. I know.
Doesn't do it.
He doesn't go through his. Let's say this though. In Revenge of the Sith, arguably he has his sacrifice in a hero moment where he has no choice. He can't stop it. He just has to sit there and let it happen. And if you are emotionally attached to that little red droid, fuck me. That's watching your best friend get beheaded. Your best friend
Speaking
got beheaded
speaking
in front
of
of your eyes.
beheading, let's talk about Count Dooku dying.
I think, like I said though, this is one of those things that annoys me, is the whole rule of two. And within a couple films, like with Revenge of the Sith, kind of goes, it's kind of a rule of two. It's actually more of a rule of three.
Yeah, there's always this is brushed upon in like a episodic series, in like a Clone Wars style and stuff like that. But like Sidious is always trying to like lure another person to the dark side while he has an apprentice. He did that with Maul with Count Dooku. Like in that story, Count Dooku is still a Jedi, but he's like collaborating with Sidious and stuff like that. And then Maul dies, and then Count Dooku, you know, like turns to the dark side and stuff like that. And you can make the argument that like you can make the argument that Palpatine had his eyes on Anakin as he was already trying to lure Dooku to the dark side.
I think, like, the thing is as well, like, I realised this. I think Dooku was kind of, like, the worst Sith possible.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because I don't think for the longest time he even realised he was a Sith. I think he truly thought he was doing the right thing. Because, like, in the Clone Wars scene where he's got fucking Obi-Wan in, like, those Magna cuff fucking Hollowfield thing. Like, he literally explains that, like, there is an evil within the Senate that can't be ignored, and, you know, I'm doing this to save everything. And, like, I think truly he might have been the only fucking good Jedi at that point. Like, the rest of them are about preserving their rule and their order, whereas he's like, no, I'm trying to fucking save it all, guys. Like, fuck the rules, fuck the order. It's about saving the people. It's kind of like the last good politician almost before he gets his head chopped off, and then all of a sudden we got no good politician. Don't get me wrong, at this point he has fully converted to the dark side.
Yeah,
but
I think
like second film wise, he was less dark side than anything.
Yeah, I think it's because on paper Dooku should be an interesting character, and I think he's not fleshed out in the Clone Wars series, but like he's a very prominent antagonistic figure. Like he actually fucking like is maniacal, and I kind of like that. But like in the movies, I don't know what I was gonna say. It's blanked out. Oh my god, Alzheimer's. Fuck. Oh no, I've forgotten. It's gone away.
I mean, I can agree with you there on it. Like he's just I think they kind of were a bit too surface level with him. And it does just kind of suck because he would have probably been one of the better characters. And I think, honestly, it probably could have gone with, like, no need of Maul in the Phantom Menace. And
you would either just do Dooku or just do Maul. Like, because Maul could have been a good antagonistic figure for Obi-Wan, and he is in the Clone Wars show. But like if you're constricted to just the movies, like he's just the guy that got cut in half and had 2 lightsabers. That was it.
Yeah.
And like
I think like the thing as well is like for Dooku you could have had it in the Phantom Menace. You wouldn't have given him a red lightsaber. I think like that would have been the big thing. You would have still left him with like
that's what I was gonna say.
The original color was.
Dooku having different political leanings towards the Republic and the Jedi, on paper, is a very compelling, like, character arc for him. He's part of the Jedi Order. He doesn't agree with what they're doing. Personally, I wouldn't. And then he forms a different, like, coalition of systems and stuff like that called the Separatists, which, by the way, worst fucking name in the world. That shit just sounds so fucking evil on paper. Goes like, yeah, let's go with it. It sounds awesome. Let's go with it. Yeah, and I think it could have been interesting.
I mean, they are the Separatists.
Yeah, they totally.
I think this might be one of the crappiest parts of the prequels, is that they seem to have kind of failed with the apprentice, the Sith-like apprentice, whereas like at least you kind of don't even pay much mind to Palpatine, well, to fucking Sidious throughout the original trilogy. So like it's just Darth Vader, and then you kind of learn, oh no, he's got his master, and ooh, that's an evil motherfucker. Whereas like for this, it felt like a constant chop of fucking who's the new Sith apprentice this week, and Grievous kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. Like looking back at it, he kind of just sucks.
He was very obviously placed for toys and all that. apparently from in in the book series, he has a very compelling like backstory, which I thought was pretty interesting. I didn't read it, I just heard about it. Like, it was really cool, but it's all formulated from like a gimmick character just to give Obi-Wan a fight in Revenge of the Sith, because otherwise Obi-Wan would not be doing shit in that movie. Would have no purpose, or like not like no purpose,
Honestly,
but like nothing to do.
I think all I can say truly about like Grievous as a character is that because he gave Obi-Wan the hello there. One of my favourite pickup lines back when I was a younger man on Tinder was just dropping a well hello there just to find myself some fucking real nerds. That's about all Grievous has ever done, as far as I'm concerned, in the movies, any benefit to real life. That's about all he gave me in the world, was I just needed a General Kenobi in response. But any asshole character could have done that, so that's pretty much just a write-off of him anyway.
I don't know.
It's cool that he can spin his fucking hands and he has, 4 lightsabers, but he just sucked. He was just such a sucky fucking character.
It would have been... I actually like Grievous in Clone Wars because, like, he's a fucking... He's such a deviant dude. He's so fucking... He's just always there. And, like, the fact that the Clone Wars series has stuck to the fact that Grievous and Kenobi have like this rivalry constantly, and Grievous never met Anakin, is apparent in the whole series. Anakin and Grievous don't meet at all during Clone Wars, but there are several times where they could have met during Clone Wars, and that's just
I'd like
funny
to understand then that Clone Wars is Clone Wars like the in between for.
It's in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
The final season takes place during
So when Anakin meets Grievous, then in Revenge of the Sith, like the whole thing is the idea.
It's treated as in the first time they've ever met, even though there have been probably 15 other occasions where they could have met, but coincidentally, Obi-Wan Kenobi went down a specific hallway that led to Grievous, and then Anakin was just doing his own shit somewhere else.
So Grievous is just like the biggest lie in the mind of Anakin half the time. He's like,
before Darth Vader, Obi-Wan's op was fucking Grievous. Like, he was just always there, dude.
That's why he never killed him. Yeah. That's why he doesn't kill him in the crappy Kenobi film, because he's like, nah, haven't found a new op yet.
No, he is the op, but it doesn't matter, dude. Anyway, talking about Count Dooku dying, like Anakin getting upset that he killed him, just kind of felt a bit weird, because he plays it off as he was like an unarmed prisoner and that you shouldn't kill him. Meanwhile, in the previous movie, fucking Mace Windu decapitates Jango Fett as he's trying to shoot him. Like, yeah, Mace should have tried to arrest Jango Fett. He should have arrested Jango Fett. My bad. But yeah, it was just kind of weird. Like this film kind of suffers like the same effects as the previous films, but not as much. I feel like the chemistry between McGregor and Christensen is so much better than it was in Clone Wars. Holy fucking shit. It's like they actually send them away on a 3-year war just to get to know each other a lot more, and then came back. Like, that's actually what it felt like. Like, they actually gelled together really well. And then they ship Obi-Wan Kenobi off, and it's like, yeah, nah, never mind, doesn't matter.
Nah, don't need to see him. The next time you see him, he'll have killed a lot of people.
Yeah, a little bit, not that much.
A lot of people.
Tens of thousands.
Can I also say this? One of the fucking things that actually irritated me the most was the fact that Anakin literally had one person go, do it, to him to take off fucking Dooku's head, but when he is watching Palpatine fucking force electric the fuck out of Windu and having to watch Windu reroute it back at him, he's like, alright, I'm gonna kill him. And Anakin's like, No, you can't execute him. He's got to stand trial.
must stand trial.
You just fucking executed a much lesser war criminal for lesser fucking problems. But
Dude.
this one, who is trying to overthrow the whole government, you're like, no, he's got to stand trial. And then the worst part, you never even fucking let him stand trial. You fucking join his side. Like, he's not even stupid. Like, I don't understand what happened in that fucking moment of cutting off Windu's arms that made him go, well, guess I'm evil now. Like, he probably could have defended himself in a trial and gone, guys, I know I've just fucking taken Windu's arms, but please hear me out, alright? He was going to execute the worst war criminal ever, and I had to stop it so we could make him stand trial. But instead he goes, he's got to stand trial, and then goes, you know what? Guess this makes me evil now. Fuck off.
What have I done?
Fucking irritating me, because it's like, the character change, yeah, and it's nuts. He regrets it and still becomes evil. And you're like, you had a breakdown about slaughtering women and children Tuscans only like 4 years ago. You've now had another breakdown because you've sliced the arms off of one of the masters and allowed someone to kill him.
I think it could have been interesting.
And you're still not going to do the right thing?
It could have been interesting if Palpatine kind of played into that, kind of manipulated him, going like, the Jedi are going to cast you out for what you've done. You need to join me, and I can save your wife and all that stuff. And like, the funny thing is, Palpatine talks about, like, saving Padme and stuff like that, but then he doesn't actually know how to do that. Like, there's, like, this brief moment where he, like, looks away, goes like, I don't know how to do that, but together we could discover how to do that, you know?
That's it. He's like, I just know the story of Darth Plagueis or whatever his fucking name is. He's like, I heard this story once.
Darth Plagueis the Wise. There are so many memes in this movie, and I love it. It's so fucking good. It's true.
To be fair, I'll give credit where credit's due for the entire fucking prequel trilogy. The memeage. I don't know if there's another trilogy of films anywhere in this world with that many good memes. But
yeah. It's especially good in this movie, but like, it's so good. It's for some reason it's weirdly charming in Revenge of the Sith. In the other films, I just know it and I kind of go like, I don't like sand. But in this one, in this movie, I was outright saying the quotes. I didn't do that for the previous ones. I said it in this one because like, it's treason, then. And then, don't make me kill you. I did that the whole time. And I've never done that before. I'm going like, fuck yeah, dude. This is my favorite prequel. I probably rate this movie a lot higher than the other Star Wars films. But I still can identify the problems in this movie.
I'm just like, I think I like the film. There is no denying that, and like the final scene on Mustafar, and like it is great. And it is like one of the few great lightsaber battles of the entire trilogy.
I think it's a little bit too long.
The lightsaber battle is a bit lackluster. I can agree to that.
But like some of the imagery that you get there makes me genuinely think that George Lucas went out for a smoke break and someone else came in that has actually had a good credit in directing a film, and holy shit, dude.
Someone with passion appeared.
Dude, like, them grabbing the lightsabers, each other's lightsabers, as, like, the volcano fucking erupts behind them. Cinema.
Oh, cinema. It is cinema. I can't deny
you get those, like, good cinematic scenes in this movie. The past two movies seem to be, like, a dementia-ridden movie of George Lucas remembering how to direct a movie, and then for this one he just decided to lock in and actually try and direct this movie. It's so weird.
It's like, I've had two bad movies, I'm gonna have to direct this one properly now.
Like, it's still not directed well. Like, some of the shot composition is still really off, but it is way better than Attack of the Clones. It's so much better.
And
I'm trying to compare both of those movies. Like, it's almost night and day. I don't like giving it that sort of like level up, but I think it's actually like, it's a decent movie. It's not a good movie, but it's like decent, and it's a big improvement.
Oh yeah, no, like would you believe that this was only George's 6th fucking attempt at Star Wars?
First 3 went well. I don't know what
He's
happened
finally
with 5
learning.
and 6.
I think he just
4 and 5.
again. I assume he had to. I assume he just had to go. You know what? I've made enough money off of toys. People aren't watching this for the fucking story. It's like they're watching it for the lightsabers, and that's where I make my money.
Yeah,
so
but
he
then
just
the
went
lightsabers
swung the
suck
lightsaber
in these
around and-
prequel movies.
Yeah. Well, no. To be fair, we all know Phantom Menace existed because he was like, I can't sell the same blue and green lightsabers forever. Fuck. What if I made a double-ended red one and a couple other colors? Like, I appreciate Samuel Jackson being the one who picked his purple lightsaber, but he probably heard that and in his head went, "Fucking cha-ching, you genius!
There's a
Give
behind the
them more
scene
colours!"
there's a behind the scene of George talking to Samuel Jackson, and I think George is the one that goes like, "You want a purple one?" And then Jackson's going like, "Yeah." like Jackson didn't want that, but he just wanted a different lightsaber. And then George goes like, "You want a purple one?"
Yeah.
All right.
But that must have been the moment when he went fucking cha-ching of, I can make them any colour I want.
Let's go.
It's like, now I can sell 7 lightsabers to children easily.
There's also a strong presence of people wanting Mace Windu to come back into the Star Wars canon. And like, no, but I've seen people come back from less than what he went through. You know, Anakin
I was gonna say, he
got
only
burnt
got his arm cut
alive
off and thrown out a
and
window.
had fucking 3/4 of his limbs chopped off and came back to life. Mace Windu got an arm cut off and electrocuted and flew out a building. You know, like I've seen people come back from less.
I was gonna say, you've seen Maul get cut in half and somehow still come back. So, I mean, I get it. It wouldn't surprise me if they did do something where it's like they'll do a fucking Windu TV series and it'll just be like him hiding out on a random ass planet.
I don't think they'll ever do it.
I would probably like that.
It would be cool, but like that would just be another Jedi surviving Order 66, and I cannot do any more of that, dude. I'm so sick of it.
How many fucking Jedi survived Order 66?
Too many, dude. Too many. There are so many. If you watch
too many for an empire to fucking win.
True. If you watch like any of the TV series that surround like the Star Wars canon and all that stuff, there are too many Jedi that survive this abhorrent event where all the Jedi get wiped out, except for Luke.
I know
except
that
for Obi-Wan.
I know
except
that like
for Yoda. Except for so and so. Except for so and so. Except for so and so.
I know. Like, is it Ahsoka lives, doesn't she? Like, because she.
I wasn't sure if you knew about Ahsoka.
She survives. I know of Ahsoka. Like, my knowledge of Ahsoka is very. Like I said, I did watch the Clone Wars movie when it first came out in cinema, so I know Anakin gets his Padawan, and I know that like she's had a TV show. That's how I kind of remembered her name, because for ages I was like, you know, the one that didn't die that looked like that, and then they made an Ahsoka TV show, and I was like, that's her name, and I've been told 1,000 times to watch it. Apparently it's really good.
That TV show sucks. Don't watch it.
That's all right, then I won't.
I love Ahsoka. Ahsoka is a very, very good character, and you actually you physically see character growth watching this series, where you see like basically like this child enter a war, and then like at the very end you see her like stand above the others as like neither a Jedi or a Sith, and sort of like a utility of balance, basically. It's a good like story arc. I think it sucks in
my god,
was she
what the prophecy was about?
I don't know.
Was she the one who was going to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it?
No, that was Luke. Luke did that. But yeah, like I loved Ahsoka. She's a very good character. I like her a lot. I think Dave Filoni created a very unique character, but I think he's latched on to that character too much and has sort of bleeded into other forms of media that I don't want her to be in. Ahsoka meets Luke Skywalker. So That happened.
I think I've seen like a clip in, is it like Mandalorian or something, where
It's actually it's in the book of
she
Boba Fett.
fucking, oh fucking, it's all the same shit.
Mando 2.5.
It's all just one big IP.
Like, yeah, like I think I won't force you to watch any of the TV shows. They'll just be fucking awful for both
Not
of
yet.
us trying to watch
Yeah,
all
well,
of that.
we'll get through some
But
other
like,
stuff.
I have very strong opinions about how Disney has decided to take Star Wars, and some of it's
Well, they've
been
taken
good,
it through.
but some of it has also
I
been
would
very
say the
bad.
thing is, Disney have taken what I would call the monetary approach. They think about the shit they can sell, and hey, I'm all for making a bit of money, but they do just kind of bleed everything to a point of boredom. Like, I don't understand how Star Wars fans even want to watch this shit. Like, I don't think I could sit through this much of any anime like they do. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it's fucking unhinged.
the amount of like series and productions that have gotten pushed out from Disney is honestly impressive, to be honest. And you got to give credit where credit's due. You got to make money when you got to make money. But I would rather a show have like good writing and get delayed by like 5 years than have a show get announced and come out within a year. Like,
Yeah, it does all feel a bit rushed, doesn't it? And it's like,
all the bad shows,
I just don't get how you can care.
all the bad TV shows just suffer from bad writing. That's it. I think the plot and the story is compelling enough to tell that story. It's just the writing is terrible. There's a few products that I personally like but still suffer from that problem. And then there's Andor, which just sits above everything as being the best Star Wars product that has ever come out ever. And you got to give credit where credit's due. Disney can make good Star Wars, but it seems like most of the time they just want a cash grab, and that's really upsetting.
Well, that's like what I thought when they made, because this like I say, like you can tell this is kind of the mentality for a lot of choices throughout, and I don't blame them. Like, because for George Lucas, for example, I know that like he essentially sold the movie over to like was it 20th Century that did Star Wars? Like,
Yeah.
I know that I think he gave like essentially they got to make all the money off the movie, and in return he took merchandising rights. So I get that he wants to introduce things that are going to make him a profit from this because he's not fucking making shit off the actual film. But this is why I think part of what made me hate was it The Last Jedi was the first of Disney's fucking trilogy.
No, the Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Like, this is why I assume they made Kylo Ren's fucking god-awful mask, why they made his god-awful looking lightsaber, because at the end of the day,
Kylo
they
Ren's
were like,
lightsaber is
new
fucking
product,
awesome.
we can fucking sell you.
Kylo Ren's
It is
lightsaber
god-awful.
is sick. It's awesome.
Why does it have mini lightsabers?
Because it's a heavy lightsaber thing. It's cool.
Do you know, as you defend this, all I can think of is the lightsaber Gatling gun from Rick and Morty.
Uh-huh.
Like,
I don't care. I like Kylo Ren.
Kylo
Ren's a good character. Cool. He has a cool lightsaber. I like Kylo Ren. And you don't have an opinion about him because you've only watched one movie, Hugo. You've only watched one movie. You can't formulate opinion when you've only watched one movie out of a trilogy.
I mean, I can formulate an opinion about that movie though, and
when was the last time you watched that movie?
That shit sucked. I watched it when it fucking came out, and I refused to go anywhere near it again. It was fucking awful, my guy.
We'll watch it again. We're gonna watch it again anyways.
Awful.
We're gonna watch it again in like 2 weeks.
At some point we'll watch it again. No, I'm Star Wars'd out for a little bit. I think I'm Star Wars'd out.
Guys,
to Star Wars. To be fair, I think the worst part, honestly, the thing that irritated me the most about all of Star Wars is, like I said, it is a 6-hour runtime for the prequels, and it just feels like nothing happens.
You don't have to watch it all in one sitting.
Well, I didn't. I watched it over the course of fucking like 3 days, but the problem I still have is...
Complaining about a length of the product does not mean that the product is bad.
No. My problem with the product is that the length feels like it had no fucking care towards it at the end of the day. Like, it just feels so kind of...
Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace.
I would happily watch the 6 hours, but it just... Yeah, like, it was just meh. It was just really meh.
Yeah,
so it hurts, because I'm like, 6 hours for meh.
I'm pretty sure you probably have the same ranking when it comes to the prequels. You probably have Phantom Menace above Revenge of the Sith, but mine is Sith, Menace, Clones.
I'd say, to be fair, I'd probably have to agree with you. It would have to be Sith, Menace, Clones. I think, firstly, if I didn't watch the remastered right now, Menace might have gotten up there, but again, I am also able to accept it would have gotten up there because I'm a nostalgic little motherfucker, and I live for a bit of nostalgia. So removing that puppet, I think, brought me into the world of Star Wars enough to go with...
You can make a whole like YouTube video going like, the CGI Yoda ruined Star Wars for me. Bring back puppet Yoda. You could probably do that.
I did consider writing a whole ass video about how much it upsets me.
The Phantom Menace sucks for this one reason.
The Phantom Menace sucks all because of one change.
Everything else is a masterpiece, but this one thing ruined the whole movie. The fact that they CGI'd over Yoda's puppet, even though the puppet looked like 200 years older.
But he's so fucking great. He was like, he was so good. But no, I would have to say, I think I do agree. It would have to be Revenge, Phantom, Clone Wars, not Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones, because they just
the first
Phantom,
two just...
again, I think as well, it would have gotten up there if they did more with Maul, but they just did nothing with him. So I'm like, the bad guy of this entire film, arguably throughout, is still Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon is the worst human being in the entire film. Like,
the worst thing about these movies is that they all are just poorly directed by George Lucas. He cannot... I don't think he can actually write dialogue for shit. I actually don't think that. There have been several instances where like he had help writing the original trilogy, but like you can tell that these like prequels have been written solely by him and had no other input from anyone else because they're all scared of the legendary George Lucas, who created one of the best fucking trilogies of all time, and then he flips around, makes Phantom Menace, and everyone fucking hated it. Why? Because he can't fucking write for shit. He still directs like it's 1977, dude. Fucking sucks. Actually, that's probably a bit rough. Like, New Hope is, like, basically a masterpiece directly as well. So, like, I don't know what the fuck happened in 30 years. But yeah, like
I said, I'm assuming he became a money man or something. Like, it has to have been for the money, because you don't make something as good as the originals and then just kind of stop giving a fuck about the lot of it.
It could have been a fact that like he fell out of love with Star Wars a bit and might have been pressured into making more films, but like he did that of his own will. Like, you know,
that's his own choice. He had enough money.
Could have just like not made it or like sat on it for a couple years.
Cash.
Or better yet, he could have. Hear me out. He could have written multiple drafts for these movies.
Yeah, but then
again, Disney didn't do that. Actually, I think Disney probably took a book from George and didn't plan any of the movies out.
They probably just said to JJ, they were like, just get him to act it out however you want. See how it goes. Go with the flow, buddy.
Yellow swag.
That's what he went with. So they made a bigger Death Star. This one's the size of a fucking planet.
Whoa. That shit I don't. That shit I will agree is just kind of fucking weird. But yeah.
Yeah. Like, he just
I think I'm all
is what
Star
it is.
Wars out for one fucking
I think I am too.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna go watch more Star
We'll
Wars
bring back
tomorrow.
more Star Wars at some point.
There's more Star Wars stuff that I want to watch, so I'll probably watch that stuff tomorrow. But like, you know, I think this is good to get off my chest. You know, I think we needed to tell everyone this. We needed to tell everyone that the prequels are still really bad, but we can still enjoy them. You know.
Yeah, I think to anyone of my generation as well who wants to defend them, don't waste your fucking time. They're really not. Like, I promise you, they're not that good. I think just we were children, and therefore it felt really cool because, as you say, they were space wizards with swords, big glowing swords, and
I'm pretty
that
sure
was fucking dope when I was 8.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone had like subliminal messaging and got fucking mind controlled into liking these movies. Only in theaters. Only in theaters.
Peer pressure.
Maybe.
Did we all fall in love with it through the peer pressure? Like a couple of our mates were like, I'm really into Star Wars, and then they show us, and we're like, this is a bit shit. But
I don't know.
Like, 6 other friends were all kind of into Star Wars. So.
I was only 1 year old.
I was just shitting myself back when that happened. But I think I'm suffering some Star Wars burnout. I'm gonna take a slight break. Come back next week when we talk fucking anime.
Yeah, we're finally gonna get back to the shows that we haven't talked about in like 2 weeks. You guys remember that one show with Story when we were gonna talk about that?
Such a peak show.
Such a peak show, and we'll talk about it next week. So make sure that you like and subscribe and turn on those notifications, and make sure you don't miss a podcast because we're fucking awesome and we always have right opinions. And what else do we have to say?
Got a Patreon? Go subscribe to that motherfucker. I promise it's super worth it. It is. I'm pretty sure I've got the free thing sorted out on it now, so it should work regardless. So you know, get the fuck on there. Join the fucking Discord so that I can make you guys vote in polls that will probably cause irritation for poor Jacob. And you know, you can even drop some anime recommendations in there. Maybe we start doing like a weekly recommendation thing.
Better yet, drop your hot takes so I can tell you how wrong you are. Should do that.
Oh my god, please. Please. I'm just gonna make 20 accounts so you don't know they're my fucked up takes.
I think
past that though, you know. Forgive me for the thumbnails for the episodes. I like to make something fucky each time. And with Star Wars, I'm gonna make something fucky for this episode.
Dear God.